All right, so today we get to chit chat with Mr. Young, Tobias Young, Mr. Universe. If you guys haven't seen Tobias's profile and website, he's been on more magazines than, I don't know, definitely more magazines than me.
So we should get an autograph then? Is that what you're saying? Autograph is needed?
I would. I would definitely get
At the
autograph.
very least, a digital signature. Tobias.
There we
how, how can we do that? That would be fun. We should do that. Uh, Autograph for sure. Tobias is also a daddy. Two kids, Dad. Tobias.
Yeah, 12 and 9 years old. 12 going on 18 and 9 going on 13. So yeah, two girls.
I was
And
going to say they got to be girls.
Yeah, yep. I got two girls. So I got a house full of estrogen over here, but I have a cat that's a boy. So I had to do something to get some some testosterone around here.
and you've also been married for a hot minute, right?
Yeah, since 2005. So this will be the 16th year. So it's been a long time, you know. Obviously that has its own, trials and tribulations, but once you break past that first year, it's so much easier. I think it's just initially the compromising with both parties, and once you get past that, it's all good. But
Did you ever compete while you were married?
yeah, actually, I started competing in 2002, and that's when we first started dating. Was 2002. So she was there at my very first competition, and yeah, it made it a lot easier because she wasn't a competitor. And actually, how we met was I was a fitness manager at the time for 24-hour fitness, and she came in and she wanted a personal trainer, and then she took a look at me and she's like, "I want you to be the trainer." I'm like, "No, I'm the manager, so I don't do the training, but I'll get you with somebody else." And then she's like, "Well, I'm not going to train with anybody else unless you train me. So otherwise, I'm going to get up and walk away." So I was like, okay. So it was a big package. We had to hit our goals that month, so I ended up taking her on, and it was professional the whole time. But then after we stopped, then it became more. So yeah.
I love
Did you
that.
put that clause in there?
There's a moral to that story. Two people meet, one gets sold.
Yeah, I got sold. That's for sure. All good, all
I
good.
lo- I love that. So if the marriage survived after a competition, that is a big win. And I've done a number of shows, so I would say Tobias also has a record in having to be in front of front cover of magazines and to have a successful marriage for that long and two kids. And he's a family man on the West Coast in a very kind of tough kind of place right now. Thankfully, he works, he has clients all over the world working remotely. He's no longer a manager at 24 Hour Fitness. But I wanted to invite Tobias today to share with us some tips and tricks on nutrition and exercise and recovery from health wise, but as well as a little bit on the business side. Tobias is, he has an amazing business acumen as well, as many people rely on him. So I want you to pick his brain. But before we do that, I want Tobias to get a sense of who's in the room. And we're going to just start out with our usual win. And my win is finally having a nice vacation with my baby Beth last week in Fort Lauderdale. I got to really unplug and spend some time with her. And kind of a same, same in the same win, but maybe a second win here is my amazing, amazing team that's really been supporting me. That kept everything going while I was gone. So I'm super, super grateful for my team and my time with Beth. So that's my win, and I'm gonna go popcorn style and invite somebody else to share a win. And I'm gonna get started with Jeremy.
All righty.
30, by the way, just guys, if you can't keep it at 30 seconds, we got quite a few people in here. I think we got about almost 20 people. So 30 seconds, quick win. Sorry to cut you off, Jeremy.
Yeah, no
And
worries.
then just pick somebody else and let's keep rolling.
All righty. Yeah, I'm Jeremy. I have a life goal of creating a world where everyone can live their dreams. Do so, we're building homes. Big wins for me in this last week is I've been sharing a bunch on LinkedIn, and I now have 2 architects that are helping me volunteer working to help me kind of figure out the plans for the first house of the first neighborhood. So that's been awesome. And we'll shoot it over to Gina.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. So I am a life coach and I work with women to help them overcome the chatter that keeps them stuck and to create amazing results. Let's see, my win, I did get a chance to unplug this weekend. So for Valentine's Day, that was my treat to myself to totally unplug. And I have amazing conversations set up for this week and looking forward to a possible joint venture. So I'm excited.
Gina,
And
pick somebody.
yes, I will go with Bill.
Okay, good afternoon. Yes, the polar vortex came through Atlanta yesterday and created a win for me. The entire family was homebound for the entire day. The first time that had happened in quite some time. And like Tobias, I have 2 children. Mine are boys, so testosterone runs rampant through my house. But 7 and 4-year-old boys, we had a blast, got a ton of work done. And consistent with my goal to never eat alone, I've got a lunch happening here at the top of the hour. So wins all over the place. I will go to Taya.
Thank you, Bill. So I'm Taya. All of you probably know me already. I'm pretty busy. I'm in school full time. I work as a virtual admin for Office Mercenary, and I'm on Fadi's team, helping him with his business. And I also work at a barbecue restaurant. My win this weekend was that my boyfriend and I took some time off from our busy schedules, and we went to a really nice Italian place for Valentine's Day. So thank you. I'm gonna go with Rob.
Did you say me? There was a car going by outside. I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, I said you.
Okay.
You're up.
So my name's Rob Bedell. I'm a business advisor and coach. I make sure that business owners make sure that their business works for them and not them for their business. My big win for this last week is I did a webinar, and Dr. Bell, you love it because I did a webinar about what joint ventures do and how much they benefit your business. So I love to hear that you're doing it. Highly recommend, if you don't all have joint ventures set up, please look into doing them. It's a quick and easy way to get extra revenue coming in for you. Again, Rob Bedell. And I will pick all these people that are in front of me. I need to scroll. We'll go with Lara.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm Lara. I happen to work with a digital marketing company. So I take care of small business owners, but then I also coach consultants, and my consultants are in Georgia and Florida. And the win that we had, we traveled to our headquarters last week for our leadership summit. And obviously with COVID, we haven't had much face-to-face time, but we brought in an outside recruiting consulting company to help us out with the recruiting factor. So they were able to spot a really eye-opening piece of the recruiting process that we were making mistakes on, because our goal this year is to grow to over 240 consultants, and we're right now about 150. So it was a real eye-opening and great experience to reconnect with our leaders face to face, obviously being COVID safe and social distancing. But that was a fantastic win and excitement to rejuvenate the guys and our team to continue to recruit and build consultants and take care of our business owners. So I will pass it to Troy.
I'm Troy Hippolito. I'm the owner of Return Client. I work with Fadi quite a bit and Office Mercenary quite a bit, and so we see each other or hear each other, talk to each other, quite a bit. And I've also worked with Rob, really great guy there. I'm known as like the not so boring LinkedIn guy. So it's kind of a play on words because I'm very boring. So I kind of just reversed it and put the title up on there. I help a lot of companies obtain high value clients and high value offerings. And so I'm here to learn, and if I can help anyone, let me know. Thanks.
Pick somebody, Troy.
Trying to figure out who didn't. Selena.
Hi, everyone. I am one of the co-founders of Office Mercenary, the US-based virtual assistant team. Wins this week. I had an interview that I did with a local lawyer go live, which was super exciting. And my husband and I talked, and I am going to get a standing desk. So my butt is no longer going to be stuck in this chair for like 12 hours a day. So that's super exciting for me. Let's see here. Next one, let's talk to Letitia.
Well, hello. Buenos días a todos. I do speak Spanish, so I was having a great time listening to everybody. My big win this weekend was not cussing in Spanish, not getting mad and hablando todo madre, así a todo de la gente que tengo a mi alrededor. Just kidding. But my big win is I am an international entrepreneur and I also have a media company. So my big win was I got a new client, but I'm also establishing, I met up with some leaders virtually for Mexico. We're launching in León, Guanajuato in June. So very excited. Also, my big win was meeting Fadi and connecting with Juanita and just being surrounded by some very pretty special human beings. So God bless you all. And I pass it to Miss Dr. Kim Martin, my sister from another mister.
Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here. So I'm Kim Warren Martin. I'm the creator and lead strategist at Reignite Her Light, where I work with women leaders to help them recalibrate so they can make the mark they want to make in the world. And my big win, oh, wow. I guess just I'm working on some events for the month of March, and I have a lot of people that are very interested. And one of them, we're looking at making it a series and not just a one-time, just a one-time conversation. And so also looking to nail down some partnerships inside of some corporations. So it's been an exciting couple of weeks here. And I will pass it to Alyssa. Did you go?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Alyssa. Most of you guys know me as well. I am the other co-founder of Office Mercenary, team of virtual assistants. My bread and butter is project management and process development, building out the processes that our VAs can follow and take care of you. My win for the week, I'm going to tap into the physical element that Tobias is going to talk on today. I have first full 7 days of practicing yoga in the daytime or in the mornings and in the afternoons. So I'm pretty happy about that. I feel so much better, especially sitting in a desk all day like Selena was talking about. So, but yeah, I'm going to pass it to Leanne.
Hey guys, good morning, everybody. I am Leanne Urban. I am the health and fitness component to Fadi Malouf and Body by Fadi. My clients that I'm typically working with right now are women ages 35 to 55. Definitely all about female empowerment. Love what I've heard from the other ladies in the group here, cutting the chatter in the brain. All of that. The win that I've had a whole lot of life on my plate. So what I'm going to claim is within the last week, I've done some moving, some shifting, and some reorganizing. And energetically, I feel like I am positioned to make some good choices moving forward. So that is, yep, that's it. And I think I'm the last one, y'all. So I think that's it.
No, we have Kevin, we have Vanita.
And Beth.
Ah, okay, very good. Kevin, good to see you.
Good to see you, Leanne. I'm just super excited. I did an encore presentation on my vision and goals workshop that Fadi came to back in January, and we had an awesome crowd there. And I just love it when people engage. And I have so much love and appreciation for my clients. Just got a new client last night. I got to meet him in person. We went to a real restaurant and had food. So life is awesome. And oh, I wish Bill was still here. I want to know how he got his 4-year-old to get to work. So I'll have to ask him later. Beth, you're up.
Well, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Great to be here. So my win, keeping it 30 seconds or less, is had a great vacation last week, and it helped me remember the value that I bring to my team, because so often I take what I provide for the company that I work for granted, because it's easy. It comes naturally for me because it's just who I am and it's my gifting. And so I remembered, oh yeah, not everyone has this gifting, and I do bring value. And so it's been a really good kind of just encouragement and sort of revitalization and empowering for me. So that's my win. Thank you. And I can't remember who's gone, because I will admit that I am totally distracted with about 5 things right now. So whoever hasn't gone, it's all you.
I haven't gone yet. It's Tom.
Okay, Tom, you go.
Okay, yeah, my win is that I'm keeping up my twice a week yoga class, and also I'm walking in the rain on, even if it rains, and which I did on Sunday, and I celebrated my Valentine's birthday with great friends at a French restaurant and a great Italian restaurant.
Nice.
Okay.
I think Vanita's left.
Yes. Hi, I'm Vanita. I work very closely with Fadi, and this week I started working closely with Bill, which is great. A win that I have is I met with a connection that I've had from the past, and she's going to help me get unstuck with a few things and get my business moving and flowing the way that it should. So I'm very excited to get on her calendar this week. And that's it.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing your wins. And Alyssa, thank you so much for steering us to the physical element. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get started with Mr. Tobias. Tobias, your number one favorite tip when people ask you, hey, if there's one thing that I could do that would change my life in relation to my physique, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to take one thing at a time, because it's so easy for so many people to say, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to lose 30 pounds, I want to lose 40 pounds. And then you try to do 10, 20 things all at once, and you completely get overwhelmed. You start and you go gung-ho for 7 days, you completely burn out because you're doing too many things at once. It's a complete drastic lifestyle change. Instead of making small incremental changes, it's trying to do like, man, I'm going to work out 5 days a week for the next, for this year in 2020, 2021, I'm not going to miss a day. I'm going to go all in every single day, cardio. I'm going to prep all my food every single day. And you have good intentions, but what happens is you get in there and life gets in the way, and you don't get one of those days in, and you feel defeated, and you feel like you lost. And then you say, oh, I'm not meant for this. I can't keep up with this. It's too much to be able to stay fit. And then you give up, and then you're right back, in the saddle. So the main thing I would say is to just put 1 or 2 things on your plate and do those for like 2 weeks. Get the hang of it, whether it's water consumption, whether it's getting breakfast in, whether it's taking a walk, and implementing those simple strategies. And then from there, the next 2 weeks after that is putting something else on your plate. Okay, now I think I can maybe go grocery shopping and maybe throw out some of the food in my cupboard, that isn't probably going to be the best to support my healthier lifestyle. So just throw out the food, eat up some of the healthier options. And then from there, obviously you can work one thing at a time, right? So I would say the number one thing is overwhelming yourself with trying to do too much all at one time.
Very good. Thank you, Tobias. So what I'm going to do really quick right now, in the chat box, what is this one thing that you're working on right now in regards to nutrition, exercise, wellness, recovery? And I'll go ahead and share mine. And then everybody else drop it in the chat box. If you don't have one, that's okay. Maybe you want to start working on something. I want everybody to at least walk away with one new habit that they want to work on from today, learning from Tobias. So my one thing has been, I believe in Tobias, you focus on that one thing. And what for me, and what I learned a lot working with clients is that there's a domino effect. The things that you already know what to do, all of a sudden they start to work because you've gotten consistent with this one thing. One of my favorite books also by Gary Keller, The One Thing. And my one thing is ice baths. Every morning, every day, I'm doing an ice bath. And I really needed this for me, particularly because I'm a type A personality and I work myself to the ground. And I used to sustain a lot of injuries because I don't know how to unplug. I had it, well, I should say I didn't know how to unplug. I didn't know how to recover as well. So recovery is crucial, very important. So ice bath was a way for me to help me heal and recover and reduce inflammation. And at the same time, it taught me how to meditate. I couldn't sit still. So, but when you get in an ice tub, all you could do is focus on your breathing. So I learned a lot about breathing because of that. So I'm seeing some people chime in and sharing some things here. Wim Hof breathing method. I'd like to get to sleep. So there's a lot of great input here. Tobias, can you read this? Can you see it in the chat box?
Yes.
Okay, there's some
Yeah.
really good stuff there. So, Tobias, I know you have a list of like your top tips. You want to give us those top tips just to go real quick, bullet point, and just give us your top tips?
Yeah. So I mean, I actually have a whole format that I was going to go over, but we'll throw that out the window for today.
Yeah. No, do that. Do the format.
Okay. So yeah, so I'll dive in, and you guys, this is fully interactive. If you guys, want me to stop and elaborate on anything else, let me know too. But we'll kind of dive in because I wanted to explain exercise a little bit and some of the benefits as well. Okay. So if that works. So like exercise, just so you guys know, it might be the closest thing that we have to the fountain of youth, because not only does regular exercise, it strengthens your muscles, it improves your heart, your lung function, but obviously it's also going to help out, reducing the risk of illness, disease, even stimulating the growth of new brain cells, which we can all use, especially myself after all my concussions in football. It can add years to your life. And studies actually show that just 30 minutes of physical activity on most days is all that's required to get these big benefits, okay? So I can go over kind of like a list of reasons why you should exercise and why it's important, and if not being super critical for your health, because it is. So it keeps you young, it reduces your infections, believe it or not, it prevents heart attacks, as you guys know, eases asthma, controls your blood sugar, protects against cancer, combats stress, relieves hot flashes, protects men's health, and also prolongs your life, like I was saying. So in a nutshell, exercise, it helps us move better, it helps us look better, and it helps us feel better and age better. But the fact is that many of us aren't exercising nearly as often as we should, obviously, right? So hopefully this session is going to help get you going in the right direction. So let's get started today and dive in. So first, let's look at the roadblocks and the strategies and motivation and ideas to get you going, okay? The bottom line is that making exercise a big enough priority is going to be huge, because once I decided to make it a priority, everything else fell into place. Started losing, obviously, the body fat, trimming down, you feel stronger, you have better mental clarity, you're going to feel better and you're going to look better. And so that type of motivation is what is going to keep you going. So will one workout make a difference? It's one workout is not going to make a huge difference. Will 4 workouts make a difference? Not really, but it's a good start, right? Would 208 workouts a year make a difference? Heck yes, of course. So the first step is deciding that exercise is going to be a priority for you, and then working other things in your schedule around it. So before starting any activity, just think about how active you are now and what a realistic short-term activity level for you is. So maybe just for the next 2 to 3 weeks or so. Okay, so if you haven't been very active and you feel pretty out of shape, then starting out with 6 days a week, it's not a great idea, obviously, right? Because like I was saying earlier, that's where you can get the overwhelm. Okay, if you really want to exercise 5 to 6 days a week, it's a good idea to start with doing about 10 to 20 minutes a day. Okay, and then you start out slowly, And then you're gradually going to increase the time, the intensity, and the frequency of your workouts. And this is not only going to increase your chances of successfully adding regular exercise as part of your lifestyle, but it's going to gradually build and strengthen your stamina. And that's going to reduce the chance of injury, like Fadi was talking about too. So obviously check with your doctor before starting any type of exercise routine. But let's think about this. When you shop for clothes, not every outfit that you try on is going to be right for you. But when you find that perfect outfit, doesn't it make you feel great? And the same is true of exercise. So not every activity that you try, whether it's a weight circuit, a kickboxing class, yoga, a hike, whatever it is going to feel like a custom-made suit for you. But when you find the workout that suits your current fitness level, your personality, it's going to be a fantastic thing for you. So let's start off making a plan, okay? And see how this might fit into your schedule. So for the next 4 weeks, I want you to say to yourself, I'm going to exercise X amount of times per week for approximately X amount of minutes. So go ahead and write that down. So it might be, hey, I'm going to exercise 3 times a week for 20 minutes.
You mean write it down in the chat or personally?
Just personally, yeah.
If you want some accountability and support, drop it in the chat box.
There you go. Okay, and then think about, what's that, Fine?
I just said free support.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm here for you too, and Leanne and everybody else. So then think about this. After 4 weeks, I want you to reevaluate how you feel and then make it a goal to work up to exercising. Maybe it's 4 times a week for approximately 30 minutes instead of 20 minutes a day. So I want you to do a gradual progression that is going to be your goal for 4 weeks. Okay, so go ahead and write that down. If you want, you can type it in the chat and just say to yourself, I'm ready to put myself at the top of my list of priorities, and I want to commit to making exercise part of my routine every single week. Okay, so you want to make sure that you put it on your calendar as well, because it's important that this is going to be non-negotiable for yourself, and think, I can do this. So the best time to work out is going to be the time that works for you. So not everybody can exercise before work. So if that's the case, think about what does work for you. Map it out in detail. Does that mean that it's going to be best to exercise right after work, or maybe it's, after an early dinner? But just say no to excuses, right? Because they're going to come up. And there's a difference between asking yourself, can I fit it in, versus where can I fit it in? So if it's important enough, you're going to find a way, even if it's 20 minutes, right? Of course. So if you're like most people, exercise is going to become almost addictive within a short amount of time. And then you're going to feel off when you don't work out. And that's a great thing. So just remember, back to your long-term goals and your why. You want to think about that. Why would you want to get started? What are your long-term goals that you want to accomplish? And then why is it important to make this lifestyle change now? And this is a good thing to actually write down also. So that way you can revisit it whenever you feel a little bit stuck or lacking motivation, which happens to all of us at times, even Fadi, right, Fadi? We've gotten there, lacking motivation. So even myself. So let's now look at some common roadblocks to fitness. Okay, so if this is an area in which you need help, just remember that you're not alone. And if you already have a great exercise routine pretty dialed in, then congrats, that's fantastic. But here's the top 3 roadblocks that you may face in fitness. One is going to be time, right? So if you're feeling like there's no time to exercise. Number 2 is going to be motivation. So, maybe you're not sure or why or how to get, started and stay motivated. And number 3 is knowledge. So not sure what exercises to do. And that happens to a lot of us too. So let's first tackle time. So if you struggle with the finding time for exercise, then you might be surprised that there's simple ways that you can start to fit it into your day, because you can choose to walk up steps instead of taking an elevator, right? You can walk to places that are, within walking distance instead of driving a car. You can park farther away from the store and walk to the entrance. I know nobody likes to do this, and we'll drive around for 5 minutes just to get 5 spots closer, right? But set aside a block of time each day to be active. That's going to be the most important thing. Put it in your schedule, okay? And then decide on the best time to reserve just 20 to 30 minutes a day on the type of activity that you enjoy. Because if you enjoy it, you're going to continue to do it. If you don't like it, it's going to be one of those things that's going to be short term. So replace less active blocks of time with active ones. So maybe it's walking for half an hour instead of watching half an hour extra of TV or surfing the internet or hanging out on social media. Instead of actually sitting down to read a book, then read while on an exercise bike or a treadmill. You can stand more while you're at work. Somebody mentioned that they're going to get a stand-up desk, right? I have a stand-up desk. I have a treadmill that I walk on when you're just like doing basic tasks and things. So if you have the option to get a stand-up desk, they're awesome, okay? And it's going to be an easy way to eliminate the usual long hours in a chair where you can start to get the lower back pain, the weak core, those things. So you can also, if you want to still sit down, you can use a Swiss ball, like a yoga ball, and you can use that as a chair at your desk. And this is going to force you to engage your core throughout the day, and it's going to challenge your balance at the same time. Okay, so think about what your likes are and what your dislikes are. And then when it comes to being active, and then that's going to help you decide what you want to do and how much activity is going to be right for you. And then from there, you're going to plan the activities that you enjoy. So what are some things you would like to try? So whether it's, walking, maybe it's indoor rock climbing, which would be fun, right? Stand-up paddleboarding, canoeing, hiking, you can do yoga, you can do dancing, you can do martial arts when things get better, fitness classes, like literally the possibilities are endless for you. But remember that daily decisions over time is going to make us who we are and what we want to become. Okay, and then it comes to the knowledge, because sometimes people aren't sure what kind of workout best suits them or where to find the help. So if this sounds like you, it might be good to just start with walking for now, right? After 3 or 4 weeks, you can add some strength training, some interval training. You can add yoga or some other form of exercise. And, I do most of my workouts at home with like a basic bench, right? Dumbbells, some bands and a pull-up bar, that's it. And you can also just join a gym and you can work out on your own, or you can invest the money in like a certified personal trainer or an online trainer. But whatever appeals to you most, working out at home, going to the gym, taking a dance class, or whatever it is. And then, most importantly is to ask for referrals from people that you trust and see what's going to be the best, what they enjoy as well. Okay. And then the third thing was the motivation. So I hear this all the time. So I just don't feel motivated to exercise. Can any of you relate to that? Type a 1 in the chat if you can relate to where you just don't feel motivated. Okay. So think about it. What do you really want? And what do you think is holding you back from taking action? What's your goal and why is it important to you? So just like, Nike has that slogan where it says, just do it. I believe it comes down to actually just deciding that you're going to do it. And the only way to avoid paralysis by analysis is to start doing something, just a baby step, like I was talking about. Okay. Because the truth is, if it's important enough, you're going to find a way to do it instead of that voice in your head that gives you reasons why not to do it. So focus on the reasons why you can do this. Okay. Sometimes we get hung up with feeling self-conscious, and that can also hold us back too. But the truth is, nearly everybody seems to be more worried about, what they look like if you go to a gym and what they're doing than they care about, how you look or how you're doing. So who even cares? So it goes without saying that it might be another story if the reason you don't feel motivated is because you feel run down as well and tired. And if you know why you're tired or run down, addressing that as soon as possible is going to be the first step. And that could be from lack of exercise. But if you're not sure, then you might need to see your doctor, obviously, to ensure that you have the right nutrient levels, hormone levels, thyroid, adrenal functions are all within normal range. Those can all be factors as well. But often clients that have a big weight loss goal, they don't feel motivated until they actually lose a few pounds first. And that's okay. So just remember that we have to set your starting point. So whether you work out at home or at the gym or outdoors, whatever it is, just know that wherever you are right now, it's your starting point, and that's okay. And it matters more where you're going than where you are right now, because exercise it's a part of balanced health. And whether you want to exercise to move better, to look better, to feel better, to age better, or to support weight loss goals, it's time to start right now. And you're super grateful to have Leanne on the team and Fadi, which are huge factors of fitness in there. So if you're on track to losing 10 pounds or 100 pounds each day, then you make the decision to exercise, and that's going to be a day closer towards reaching your goals. So you can start to usually see changes within the first 4 weeks if you're consistent. And if you're competitive or you want extra support, then you might enjoy even having a friend to exercise with. And this will also help out with the accountability factor, obviously. Some people like to train for an event, so you can consider it a fun event. You know, I know a lot of things are down right now, but when things open up, you can train for like a 5K, a 10K, a mud run, you know, something fun. It's great to have an event to train for, so that way you can have a target date to shoot for. But just, you want to make sure that you allow enough time to train properly, so you don't just join in there, because like I said, you don't want to get injured, you know, from like doing things too fast. And I'm going to give you a simple formula to remember, okay? It's called the FIT formula. Some of you may have heard of it, some of you may have not. And the principle of overload, it states that you got to exercise more than normal in order to continue to build your fitness. So the principle of progression, it's going to state that you gradually increase your exercise over time to work towards your goals. So here's the FIT principle. The F stands for frequency. And this refers to how often you're going to be exercising, because 3 to 6 days a week is going to be optimal depending upon your fitness level, right? So the more you exercise, the stronger that you're going to get, and the easier it's going to be to lose the weight and build your stamina. The I is for intensity. So this refers to your intensity level while you're working out, okay? There's going to be a big difference between, you know, showing up and giving your workout 100% effort. So, you know, obviously you're not just going to want to sit there and just do like half-assed workouts. You want to really give it some effort, but obviously start off slow. So you'll see results quicker when you give it your all. And of course, you know, there's going to be days when your energy levels are going to suck and they're not going to be quite as high. And in those instances, even giving like 70% effort is better than no workout at all, right? So then the first T is going to be for time. And this refers to how long that you're exercising. So generally, you're going to want to aim for a minimum of 30 minutes, you know, once you get past that initial phase. And then you can build up to 60 minutes to get the best results. And then you can just start where you are now, and then you can build up from there, no matter where you're at. And it's okay to start with 20, right? And if you're just getting back in a fitness routine, you know, that's fine, but just don't go too easy on yourself either, right? So make sure that you're consistent with something. And then the last T is going to be type. So this refers to the kind of exercise that you do. And it's best to mix it up and incorporate a variety of different type of workouts. So you can do strength, you can do your cardio, you can do interval training. If you're just beginning, like I said, don't worry about this quite yet. Just get moving until you find something that's going to be doable for you. And then you can add in more variety in like 3 to 4 weeks from now. Okay. And then, like I was saying earlier, focus on your why if you want to talk yourself out of your workout. If you start to talk yourself out of your workout. So just tell yourself, just do it anyway, because this usually, it worked for me on the days that I just didn't feel like exercising, because I love how I feel after workout, because you become energized, you become happy, your endorphins get released. So when I imagine how I feel when I'm done, that's also going to be helpful too. But just remember, it's important to listen to your body. So if you're sick, or if you're feeling like truly wiped out, then it's best to just, you know, rest and then recharge so you can come back even stronger. And then also, if you have an injury or a health condition, then obviously check with your doctor and use the best judgment before returning to your routine, and rest when you need to, but not just when you want to. Okay, does that make sense, you guys? All right. Fitness gadgets. So there's some other things that can help motivate you. So including fitness tracking devices like, you know, Fitbit, or you can get like an Apple Watch, right? And these devices are going to give you an estimate of how many calories that you burned. They can take your heart rate, the steps taken, your sleep patterns, and they do a lot more things than that. But those are, you know, some good foundational things that they'll work with you on. And they can be a great way to get real-time feedback on your fitness efforts. So, you know, it's worth getting into. The data that they like Fitbit versus Apple are very comparable. Fitbit, you know, costs a lot less. You know, Apple is a little bit more. Obviously, if you get the Apple Watch, you get, but I have all Apple products. So you know, it's one of those things where when you have Apple, you want to get everything in there. So, but you can also just get a simple pedometer, and that's going to track your steps for around $15, right? So you can start your goal at 5,000 steps. And if you haven't been very active, you can work your way up. You know, you can work your way up to like 10,000 steps over the next few weeks. And stride length obviously is going to differ, of course, but 10,000 steps, it's going to equal to about 5 miles. So when you wear a tracking device, that's going to really make you more aware of your activity levels throughout the day. So that way you're likely to do more and want to get your steps in. but obviously, check with your doctor and things. I just like to say that in the beginning, because I don't want you to go over the doctor's orders with anything. But then there's also the workout variety, because once you're warmed up, then you want to make sure there's 3 different types of exercise for overall fitness. There's your cardiovascular activity, right? There's your strength conditioning, and then there's your flexibility training. And these don't all have to be done during the same workout, but doing each one on a regular basis is going to result in overall balanced fitness for you, okay? So cardiovascular activity, let's start by doing aerobic activity. And that can be like walking, or it can be running if you're a little bit more advanced, for sustained 20 to 30 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week, okay? You can do interval training, which is alternating bursts of high intensity type movement, okay? Followed by intervals of lighter activity. So maybe you are walking, then you go for a jog, and then you walk and you jog, something like that, right? You can do jump rope and stop if you want. And you can mix up your workout by doing cardio followed by strength training exercises, and then you can go back to cardio. And then with the strength training is going to help you reshape your body and help you burn more fat and more calories. Okay, ladies, do not be scared to do strength training. It's not going to make you look like me and Fadi. It's just going to help tone your body and get you in, actually burn fat faster than cardio by itself will. Okay, so that's a big misconception too, because the more muscle you have, also the better your metabolism is going to be, and it's going to help you fit into your clothes better. Okay. Jennifer Lopez and everybody else, they all do their strength training, and they have, beautiful bodies. Any questions so far while we're diving in? You guys good? Yeah, Fadi.
Bias, I'd like to do a breakout. Leanne, you and I will facilitate the breakout. So each person will I want each person to take some takeaways from what they've learned from you. You've shared a lot of great tips, and I have a pet peeve about people just taking information in and not executing on it. So the small breakout group is going to provide an ability for us to talk to a smaller group and to discuss what the accountability looks like on anything that can be, they could be struggling with, and kind of coach them through that. So I want everybody to walk away with a coaching session here. The breakout room will be 10 minutes long. Each person in the breakout room will have about 60 seconds to discuss what they're working on and where they need support in. And in the group, we can, once we're done with that, we come back out, and each person, meaning each facilitator, me, Tobias, and Leanne, will share what everybody's doing, and we're going to keep note of that, and we're going to do some accountability for the next 30 days. Leanne and Tobias and I have done in the past 30-day challenges, and if there is a need for it, we may make ourselves available once a week just as a support group for the next 30 days. So we'll discuss more details on that depending on how many are interested in that. So I want to go ahead and Taya, can you go ahead and do the breakout? Tobias, Leanne, and I being the facilitators. Everybody else be thinking about what you're practicing and where you need support in for the next 30 days.
Gotcha. I'll get those breakout rooms set up, Fadi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Taya. So while she's doing that, let us know before you launch those breakout rooms, so we know we can transition. One question for Tobias before we move into it really quick, into the breakout room. Okay, very good. So I had a question for you, Tobias.
Yes, sir.
How do you keep that head so clean?
Man, I use these balding clippers, and I shave my head every other day. So that's about it.
I love it. I'm in agreement. When I move, I feel the best. In the physical element, the statement I ask myself every day is, or I start the statement, I feel, and then I finish that statement. So this morning, I'm surprisingly feeling really, really good. I've been in the gym every day, and usually I'm really sore. I can't train every day, but I'm feeling really good. So I want to invite everybody to maybe consider that question every morning. Ask yourself, how do I feel? and finish that statement. How are we doing on the breakout room, Taya?
They're all ready to go.
Perfect. All right, let's do it. Woohoo! Breakout room.
Woo.
Remember, it's just 60 seconds each person. All right.
Fadi, you'll go ahead and join room 1.
Okay.
All the ladies will be in room 3.
Perfect.
Talk to me. Do you have any questions? If there's one thing that you can walk away with today that will help put you on track for your goal, what would that one thing be?
You know what? And this, I'm glad that you asked me this question, because I never really paid much attention to the age factor of anything. I'm 52
I'm
years old.
56. Rocket girl, let's go.
I had to go get my physical and health in check real quick. And the doctor did this. They weighed me on a scale that basically gives you your fat mass, your water, your all this stuff. And it tells you what your age is. And he said, you're 66. That did something to me mentally. That
Yes.
just, it was like all of a sudden I felt like an old person. And nothing changed. It was literally, I walked out of his office and felt old, or 66. Old is relative, but that has been this block that it's stuck here. And it's been about 7-8 months. And Kim knows me forever. She knows I've done so many different things, and I've been very successful in lots of things, but I have this mountain of that just has 66 on it. And I'm trying to climb it. So for me, I like the dancing. I sing salsa. I love Latin music. And so of course, so for me, the dancing is safe for me at this point in my journey. But what can I do to get that 66 out of my head? Gone.
Well, first of all, wow, right? So it's not unfamiliar to me. We have, the age that we've actually been on the planet, and then we have the age that our body is in terms of health and wellness. Okay.
Metabolic,
and I am truly, truly sorry that you had that experience. Like, I really feel for you in my heart, but I'm also grateful for it got your attention. Okay. So between you and me and the rest of the crew, let's just take that. We accept it and we move on from it. Okay. That was yesterday. And what happened even 2 seconds ago is history and no longer matters. So in this moment, my sweet girl, what can I do for you that is going to help move you forward? I can be the greatest pain in your butt with love and grace. I can give you these little nudges and reminders. I can invite you to live virtual workout classes. What if you could have a guardian angel that's going to tap your shoulder frequently and make sure you're on track, what could that guardian angel bring to you?
Hope.
Okay. All right.
Accountability, probably. Yeah, definitely. My faith is strong. I think this is just that one area where this is my journey. So.
Okay. All right. Well, if you are okay with it, I would love, and hopefully you guys can hear in my voice. I'm so sorry you cannot see me, but I would just love more than anything to just reach out to you over the next few days, and let's just get something going so that we can help you feel as amazing as I know you are. Are you cool with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, very
that'd
good.
Be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. And Miss Laura, you are kind of up next on my screen. Do you have anything that I can help you with, or how do you feel about the goals that you want to reach?
This has been a good question and interaction and great reminders with what Tobias is going through in the group. And so I'm a former college athlete, so working out was natural to me in that lifestyle. And I actually feel grumpy and bad when I don't work out. And so I'm just trying to make sure, and my job can be overwhelming with who I support. So sometimes I go a couple of days without working out, but I'm trying to make sure I at least do a 30-minute workout, because I know I feel so much better when I'm at that point. And then sleep is probably more of a larger hiccup with making sure quality sleep and turning off the brain, because I
Yeah.
have a hard time quieting my mind.
Okay. Are you ladies in the habit of shutting off all devices at sunset?
No.
I can't really do that because I have meetings that are past sunset.
Okay. Okay. So I know we're all in different time zones, and I'm just gonna plant a seed for today, because I know that's a big whoa. Are you freaking kidding me, Leanne? So just hold on to that nugget, and we may come back around to that. But I will tell you this, that when the devices are on after sunset, it tricks your brain into thinking it's daylight. And so for a lot of my clients who struggle with sleep, that's one of the first questions I ask them. And as soon as we can create the habit of shutting devices down as close to sunset as possible, sleep does improve, because now the brain is able to calm itself down. So, Laura, is there anything that I can do? Like, I mean, you're a competitive athlete, like you've got that thing like I do. I get grumpy if I don't get my food, my exercise, my self-care. Is there anything that I can do to help you or support you?
I think you already was just mentioning the turning off of devices, sooner. I could probably look at that. And even last night I did more reading than scrolling through social media and everything to decompress. So I think that in itself is helpful to turn more to other activities versus the phone the last few hours that I'm awake.
Okay. And like I said, ladies, I understand it's a struggle. And so if you need wiggle room, you could possibly push the envelope to like 2 hours before your normal sleep time. So like if you fall asleep at midnight, make sure devices are off by 10. Like that, I don't even feel good saying it, because my preference is that you shut down at sunset. But I understand this is also a process, and we have to be able to accept it mentally and emotionally before we can act on it physically. So, okay. Laura, if you're cool, I'll probably reach out to you just to let you have my contact info. And if you need anything from me, please do not hesitate, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Alyssa.
Hello.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
Hi. So so I had seen your yoga in your meals. What is there anything that I can do to kind of nudge you along during the week?
Actually, I did have a question. So I just recently had my physical too, and this is the first time my blood work has come back. I always do blood work because I have thyroid disease in my family. My mom's entire side of the family has thyroid disease, but I have high cholesterol. This is the first time that I'd got my blood work back and it was not normal. So, Leanne, what are your suggestions or thoughts there?
So before I could give you an absolute, I would have to look at the food that you're taking in. Family history, do we have a family history of genetically high cholesterol, meaning it's something that happens in the DNA and not through food ingestion?
I think it's both.
Okay. So again, just with only having, the last 30 seconds of information, definitely cleaning up the diet, eliminating any animal fats as and maybe the thing to do, sister, is just to go plant-based diet. I'm a freaking carnivore. Like, I love meat so much that I like to just gnaw on the bones, but I have gone plant-based like 80% of my diet the last couple years. So,
okay.
I don't want to keep sending you back and forth to the doctor, but maybe the thing to do is just plant-based your diet for 30 days and then maybe have them check your blood work in like 30 or 90 days, something like that.
Okay. All right. That's good to know.
Okay. All right. Is there anything I can do to help you beyond that?
I think that's it. Like I said, just like Tobias was saying, he's like, don't try to do 50 things at once. So I'm not trying to, do strength training 5 times a week. I'm, just getting something that I haven't been doing before. So
yes,
I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, and it's all about building a foundation, okay? And a lot of times what I'll tell my clients, and I think this came up in one of the chats, is that I do not serve my clients if I come in with my agenda and try to shove my agenda down your throat. Now, my agenda is pretty standard ingredients for everyone. Yes, this is true. And I am definitely gonna work with you on creating different lifestyle choices. But the main thing that I have to do is I have to go, okay, Dr. Kim, tell me what your lifestyle is. Tell me the things that are important to you. Because I need to be able to create a workout program that's going to fit with her life. Because if I don't do that, her fitness is going to be the first thing we kick to the curb. It's just human behavior, right? And I'm going to kind of keep going for a minute because I think this is kind of relevant. You know, when we find ourselves going through our workday, ladies, more than anything in the world, what I would love is for you to put that block of time. Mine is 10 a.m. to noon. That is my workout time. Nothing, and I mean nothing, invades that space. Now, I've got a 2-hour block. I know that I only need about an hour to an hour and a half, so I do provide wiggle room, but I am super dedicated to that. Time is my time, and it's also, you know, meals and stuff like that. So I know we've got some female empowerment ladies in here. I am all about the female lioness. I think it's time that we rise up and take back our power. And I'm going on a tangent. I just want you to know that I am here. I am here to just help you create the best you that you want to be. So that's enough of my rant. Dr. Kim.
Hello,
Thank you,
hello.
Alyssa.
Yes.
So, so fitness is very important to me. I switched to, I don't know, Leanne, if you're familiar with Dr. Sebi. So I switched to all, not just plant-based, but alkaline eating. And so that's where I focus. And right now the ground is covered with snow. So I do prefer to be outside. I love being outside, but I'm not going to go out more than 5 minutes right now. I think it may make it up to 20 today, maybe.
Yeah.
So yesterday was -1 when I woke up. So, and I had typed in the chat that I love to dance. So I don't really have to be outside or anything like that. I can work out almost anywhere without anything, just body weight. So I've been working out for a long time, and I just haven't been as consistent over the last probably 4 months or so. I do a lot of fasting and even some dry fasting as well. So I don't push it too much on the dry fasting, not more than 2 days, but yes, so I just need to be more consistent with the what I realized. I think my muscle tone is not what it used to be. So that's really what I need, I guess, more of the strength training. But I have whatever I need at the house. I used to be an old as seen on TV workout junkie. I got all the beach body, even Jane Fonda with leg warmers and a thong leotard.
Oh, sister, I love it. I love it. Okay.
We're definitely past our session. What I wanted to do here is I was going to point out a couple of everybody's commitments and suggest for an accountability something I do. If you've seen me recently, I posted myself on Instagram getting in the ice tub. That was a day yesterday. I didn't want to do it. So I'm okay. I'm not going to do it for me. I'm going to do it for my Instagram. So it was a way for an accountability. And now that I think about it, I next time I will tag you guys in the post for extra accountability. So I want to invite you to do that with your in the next 30 days to challenge yourself to stay consistent with that one thing that you're working on. I was in a room with Ian, Jeremy, and Kevin, and unfortunately Jeremy's not here. We'll definitely reach out to him and convey that to him. So Kevin is working on his rehab every day before noon. So if you guys want to hold him accountable, keep it to support him, love on him, find him on Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever. Definitely connect with him and give him some love and support. Ian is working on his beach body at 4 p.m. 6 days a week. Again, same thing. Connect with him, so give him some, hold him accountable, give him some support. That for the next 30 days. And Jeremy is doing workout bands for the next 30 days, 5 days a week. So again, if you can, he's only on LinkedIn. So if you want to reach out to him, support. This is what I want to ask from everybody is to stay in touch and be of service and support each other in the next 30 days. That's my challenge to all of us here. Leanne, do you have? I know you were cut a little short. Do you have the activities from the Jenna and the ladies that you were working with that you want to share with everybody, please?
Sure. So I will just go through. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I may have not gotten to everyone. So Miss Letitia, we are going to work on helping her feel her real age or younger. Laura, she actually does really good. She's a competitive athlete, so she's mostly good, but we definitely touched on some sleep issues and shutting devices down at sunset. Alyssa seems to be doing really well. She had a question about cholesterol, gave her little points on that. Dr. Kim, doing really well, mostly alkaline eating, loves to be outside in nature. I mean, we are dirt, rock, and ash. I mean, we are of the earth, and the more of the earth you can shove down your gullet, and the more time you can spend in nature, hallelujah. Dr. Jenna, we are going to work on sleep, my angel. And I think those were all the folks I was able to see. There were some that I don't think I got to in my group before we got cut off. And again, apologies. And I'm going to leave my email here so we can pick up those conversations if any of y'all want to reach out.
Yep, fantastic. Tobias, I think you had a few people in your room.
Yeah, so we had Tom, we had Troy, and the other gentleman isn't here right now. But the main thing for all three of them was we got cut off on Troy's, but was gonna be to start to implement baby steps and to start off with just 3 days a week. 3 days a week of actually putting it in their schedules. And so they all committed to actually now, instead of just kind of like waiting for it to happen, is to actually map it out in there and not make the excuses, anymore.
I'm putting in 4 days a week.
Troy's a beast. Yeah.
No, I'm not a beast at all.
Well, I love it. Well, I encourage all of you to share on your stories if you're open to doing that, especially on the physical element on Tuesday for for kind of a group effort on the same day on any of your social platforms. And please tag me, tag Leanne, tag Tobias. We want to be part of your journey and we want to support you. Guys, you guys are awesome. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you join us next week for the financial element. Taya, who's up for, who's our guest speaker?
Ian King will be our guest speaker next week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yay, Ian. All right, perfect. So get your questions relating to investments and finance and money ready for next week, and bring a guest, bring a friend with you. Love you all. Until next time, be your strongest hour.